Hello guys, good morning. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, the Explicit Tutorials, and my name is Tutor Joseph. In today's video, I'll be taking us a topic called seedless plants, otherwise called Bryophytes, in PBB 111. Please, as you are watching this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And secondly, as a new intake, it is very important to start reading earlier because the earlier the better. Okay, the first thing you are going to do before you start watching this video, don't forget to click the notification bell so that when I upload the new content, you will be aware. Let us get started. Let us look at the striking features of the bryophyte. Now, the bryophytes, as the name implies, they are what? The seedless plants. That is, they do not have the ability to produce what? Seed. They are what? Seedless. Now, the bryophytes undergo alternation of generation. That is, the bryophytes, they undergo alternation of what? Generation. First, the gametophytes, the gametophytic stage is dominant. And multicellular. Please, in bryophytes, which are the seedless plants, they undergo alternation of what? Generation. The gametophytic stage is what? The dominant stage, and it is what? Multicellular. Okay. Now, number 2, the sporophytic stage. The sporophytic stage is what? Recessive. It's what? Recessive. The reverse is the pteridophyte. In pteridophytes, the dominant stage is the sporophytic stage, while the gametophytic stage is what? The recessive what? Stage. This one in pteridophyte, this sporophytic stage is very dominant, while this one is what? Recessive. Please take note of that. In bryophytes, embryos are formed. In bryophytes, embryos are formed, and these embryos formed are restricted to just the mosses. The mosses, they produce what? Embryos. Now, number 4, this gametophytic stage is usually what? Prominent. It is the most prominent part of what? The seedless what? Plant. Okay. The male gametangium is the antheridium. Alright, as the class progresses, we get to know the meaning of gametangium and what? Antheridium. Okay. The male gametangium is what? The antheridium, while that of the female is archegonium. Alright, the male gametangium is what? The antheridium, while that of the female is what? Archegonium. Now, let me quickly explain the meaning of this word, gametangium. Gametangium is a gamete producing organ. Gametangium is a gamete producing organ, which means that this gametangium has the ability to produce what? Organ. And this organ is a gametangium what? So it produces what? The sperm or the gametes. Okay. While that of the female is what? Archegonium, which means this one produces what? Egg or ovum. You can see. So gametangium is a gamete producing what? Organ. Okay, which means that archegonium and antheridium are the female and male reproductive organ respectively. Another feature of the bryophyte is that they lack vascular bundles. They lack vascular bundles. And of course, vascular bundles are made up of what? Xylem and what? Phloem. Alright, xylem and what? Phloem. And sometimes they also lack what? Cambium. Sometimes they also lack what? Cambium. Please take note, bryophytes, they are actually, there is a lack vascular bundles, that is xylem and what? Phloem. Okay. Now, since they lack this vascular bundle, the primary function of the xylem is to carry water from the soil, is to carry water and mineral nutrients to the plant from the soil, while the phloem is to translocate or transport already manufactured food around the plant. Now that they do not have these, what now serve as vascular bundles? Please, they have rhizoid, all right, possession of rhizoid. So rhizoid provides, it's an absorptive organ. It absorbs mineral salts, and it is possessed by the bryophytes, which are the seedless plants. Okay, it continues. It does not just stop there. They have more features. All of Please take note of all these. Okay, now this should be number 7. Sorry, they require water for the movements of the gametes. Let me write sperm. Please take note that for the sperm to fertilize the egg produced by the archegonium of the female reproductive, that is for the sperm to fertilize the egg produced by the archegonium, there must be water. Water is needed for fertilization. You know, the fusion of the sperm and the egg to produce zygote is called fertilization, and for it to occur, water has to be present. Okay. Now number 8, they are found in moist places. You can see that they are found in wet or moist places, and some are even found in trees. Some are found in trees. So please take note that a good example is the hornwort. The hornworts are found in moist places and trees. Hornworts are actually called Anteserophyta or Anteserophyte or Anteros. Okay. Now, another thing they possess is the female. Number 9, the female gametangium. Don't forget the meaning of gametangium. I said gametangium is a gamete producing organ. So the female gametangium is divided into venter and neck. So the two divisions of the female archegonium are the venter and neck. Please take note of that. Number 10. Which one again? Okay, now there are some bryophytes that actually exhibit water conducting tissues. Now these tissues, they have the ability to conduct water. Some bryophytes, they actually possess it, and such organ is called hydroids. Alright, please. Hydroids are tissues that conduct water and mineral salt to the plant, which means that hydroids perform the function of xylem in higher plants. Okay, they also possess what is called leptoid. Leptoids are food conducting tissues. They are found surrounding these hydroids, which means that leptoids perform the function of phloem in higher plants. I think that phloem is responsible for the movement of manufactured food through translocation, which means that the leptoids perform the function of phloem in higher plants. Take note of that. So these are the features of the bryophyte, and of course the bryophytes are actually haploid. They are haploid. Don't forget, I said that in bryophytes the dominant stage is the gametophytic stage, while the recessive stage is the sporophytic stage. The reverse is the pteridophyte, which means that the sporophytic stage is dominant, while the gametophytic stage is recessive. Please take note of these features. Okay, water is needed for movement of the sperm to enhance fertilization. Okay, and they are found in moist or wet places. Some are also found in trees. Okay, The female gametarium is divided into venter and neck. They are divided into venter and what? Neck. Please take note of that. Now, the bryophytes are divided into 3 divisions, or they are categorized into 3 divisions. Okay, now we shall be taking one of these divisions right now because of time. We have division hepaticophyta. We have division hepaticophyta, and so we have division anthocerophyta. All right. Now these are called the liverwort. All right. Division hepaticophyta. The organisms that is the hepaticophytes are also called what? Liverworts. Okay. Now while this other one are called what? Hornworts. Okay. Now the third one is division Bryophyta. Alright, this one is a bit confusing. The Bryophyta are actually what? The mosses. Alright, sometimes called musky. Alright, so please take note of that. So these are the 3 divisions of seedless plants. Okay, division hepaticophyta, otherwise called liverworts. That is because they look like the liver of what? Animals. Then division anthocerophyta. Oh, something is missing here, please. Okay, division anthocerophyta. Yeah, they are called what? The hornworts. They are called hornworts because their body structure looks like that of the horn of a cattle. That's what they call it, hornworts. So division Bryophyta, that's where you actually have what? The mosses. Okay, the mosses are really peculiar. They have different characteristics from these other 2 divisions. Now let us analyze this first one, division hepaticophyta. Division hepaticophyta. Now the liverworts, like I said that the hepaticophytes are called liverworts because they look like the liver of what? Animals. You know, they so-called hepatic vein, hepatic artery, and hepatic portal vein have to do with the liver. Okay, so please take note of that. Hepatic portal vein, hepatic artery, hepatic vein, liverworts. Take note of that. Now, what are the features of these, my friends? They have features that are worth it. Okay, the first one is, I said they are called hepaticophytes. They are called liverworts because they look like the liver of animals. Yes, I'm saying it. I know, say you don't hear, I know, but I'm still saying it. So the leafy gametophyte, that is the leafy gametophytes. Okay. The leafy gametophytes are dichotomously branched. Please, this gametophyte, they are usually what? Leafy. Excuse me. They are usually what? Leafy, and they are what? Dichotomously branched. That is, they are divided into upper surface and lower surface. Please, they are what? Dichotomously branched. That is, they have the upper part and what? The lower part. Now, it is this lower parts that makes them to be called dorsiventral organisms. Alright, so which means that the The hepatophytes are dorsiventral organisms because they have the upper parts and the lower parts. Please take note of that. It is very important. Okay. Now, number two, the upper parts of these organisms, usually appear green in color. They usually appear green in color because they contain high concentration of what? Chloroplasts. They contain high concentration of what? Chloroplast. You know that inside the chloroplast you have what? Chlorophyll. Please, the upper parts of the leafy gametophytes is green in color because of high concentration of what? Chloroplast. The lower part appears brown in color because of the low concentration of what? Chloroplast present in it. Please take note of that. Low chloroplast. And I did not say something, please. The sporophytic stage of bryophytes, they grow from the tip of the leafy gametophyte stage. Please, the sporophytic stage, which is recessive, they grow from the tip of this leafy gametophytic stage of these organisms. Take note of that. Okay, now I said the upper part is green because there is a lot of chloroplast present in it. The lower part is what? Brown in color because of less amount of what? Chloroplast. Now number three, I said something before. They have rhizoid. Alright, please. The rhizoid is found at the lower surface of the plants. They are found at the lower part of the plants. It anchors the plants to the soil for what? Nutrient absorption. I told us that the rhizoids are water absorbing tissues. Okay, now the lower part of it has, that is where the rhizoid is found. It anchors the plants to what? The soil for what? Absorption of what? Nutrients. So please take note of that. These are the features of what? The hepatophyta. Now the next one is the mode of what? Reproduction. What kind of reproduction do they undergo? They undergo asexual mode of reproduction. Alright? They undergo, that is the hepatophytes or the liverworts. The liverworts undergoes asexual reproduction. They undergo asexual reproduction in a germ cup. Please take note of this. This asexual mode of reproduction that they possess occurs inside the germ cup. Now, this germ cup possesses tiny tissues. Now, this germ cup possesses what? Tiny tissues. And these tiny tissues are called what? Germae. This asexual mode of reproduction occurs in a cup called what? Germ cup. Now, this germ cup has tiny tissues. These tiny tissues found inside this cup are called what? Germae. Please take note of that. These germae are actually what produce another what? Gametophyte. They produce what? Gametophyte. And for them to produce gametophyte, there must be what? Rainfall. Rainfall must enter into this germ cup. If rain or dew enters this germ cup, it will lose this germae from this germ cup. As soon as they fall off from this germ cup, a new gametophyte is what? Formed. A new gametophyte is formed. So that is kind of reproduction it undergoes. Asexual reproduction occurs in the germ cup. The germ cup has tiny tissues called what? Germae. Now this germae, for it to fall off from this germ cup, there has to be what? Rain or what? Dew. When dew or rain enters into this germ cup, it stimulates or it triggers the loosening of this germline to produce what? A gametophyte stage. Okay, please take note of that. It is very important. Now we've analyzed the liverwort. Another typical example of the liverwort is the Marchantia. All right, another good example or another typical example of liverwort is called what? The Marchantia. Now the Marchantia, they bear the gametagonium in male and female sporophytes in an umbrella structure, in an umbrella like what structure. Please take note of that. Now I told us that the gametogonium is what? A sperm producing what? Cell, or a gamete producing what? Cell. Now, you know, for an organism to be, or for a new progeny to be formed, there has to be what? Fertilization. And for there to be fertilization, there must be gametes from the opposite what? Parent. Now, the gametophore structure, of the male organism, of the male, is anterodiophore. The gametophore structure in male is what? The anterodiophore. While the gametophore structure in female is called what? Archegoniophore. Okay, there's no S, excuse me. But these names are females. I don't know, understand. Look at name. Guys are easily pronounced anterodiophore. Very easy. But this one, archegoniophore. Ego Now, so please, the gametophore structure of male is called what? Anterodiophore, while that the female is what? Archegoniophore. Now, this anterodiophore possesses a cup-shaped structure called what? Antheridia. Please, the cup-shaped structure that this antheridiophore possesses is called what? Antheridia. While the disc-shaped structure that this archegoniophore possesses is called what? Archegonia. Look at it. Antheridia is that cup-shaped structure that the antheridiophore possesses or holds in position. Why did say in Archegonia it is not cup-shaped, it is what? Disc-shaped, and it's called what? Archegonia. It is found suspended by the archegoniophore. So that is the first thing you should know in this part. It continues, we are not done. We've established the fact that the gametophore structure of the male and female organism are antheridiophore and what? Archegoniophore respectively. And we also said that the cup-shaped structure suspended by the antheridiophore is called what? Antheridia, while that of the female is called what? Archegonia, and it is what? A disc-shaped structure. Please take note of that. Now, the antheridium, like the antheridium formed or is formed from the antheridiophore. The antheridium is formed from the antheridiophore. Please take note of that. Now, this antheridium found in the antheridiophore produces what is called the rhizoid. Okay, please produce what is called, it's not rhizoid, it's called antherizoid mother cells. It produces antherizoid mother cells. This antheridium that is formed from the antheridiophore is produces what? Antherizoid mother cells. Antherizoid mother cells. Now, these antherizoid mother cells formed by the antheridium would develop into what is called antherizoid. Antherizoid. Now, I said antheridium produces antherizoid mother cell. This antherizoid mother cell develops into the antherizoid. And this antherizoid is what? Flagellated. It's what? Flagellated. That is, it has what? Flagella. Now, as soon as this antherizoid is produced by the antherizoid mother cells, what happens? It swims by the lashing movement of what? This flagella. Swimming, you cannot swim on land, you only swim in water. That is how it is. That's why water is needed for the fertilization process. Now, as soon as it swims, it goes to the ventral region, of the archegonia. You know, the archegonia will produce what? Egg or ovum. This antherizoid produced by the lashing movement of this flagella, it travels to the ventral region of what? This archegonia to fertilize the egg. Water is needed. As soon as it fertilizes this egg, it produces what? A diploid zygote. A diploid what? Zygote. This zygote is called what? A diploid oospore. Now, I said this diploid oospore or this diploid zygote is produced by the fertilization of the antherizoid by the lashing movement of its tail with that of what? The egg. Fertilizes the egg to produce what? A diploid oospore. Please take note of that. Now, this diploid oospore produced develops into what is called sporogonium. Oh God, you can see it is a stage by stage process. It develops into what is called what? A sporogonium. It develops what is called what? A sporogonium. It is this sporogonium that is called what? The sporophytic stage. Of the plants. This sporogonium formed by this diploid oospore is what? The sporophytic stage of what? The plant. Take note of that. Now that we've been able to produce, or the sporophytic stage has been produced, the chain continues. It continues. Now, inside the sporogonium, we have what is called spore mother cells. Alright? It's what we call the spore mother cells. The spore mother cells are found in the sporogonium. These spore mother cells undergoes meiosis. It undergoes what? Meiosis. I did not say mitosis. It germinates and undergoes what? Meiosis to produce a haploid oospore. To produce what? A haploid oospore. Please. Now, I said a diploid oospore produced from the fertilization of the antennae and the egg. It develops into what? The sporogonium, which is what? The sporophytic stage. Now, the spore mother cells in the sporogonium germinate undergoes what? Meiosis to produce what? The haploid oospore. It is this haploid oospore that is what? The gametophytic stage of the plants. You see, when I was giving us the characteristics of what? When I was giving us the characteristics of bryophyte in general, I told us that the gametophytic stage is what? Haploid. It is what? Haploid. But this sporogonium stage, which is prophytic, it is what? Diploid. It is what? Diploid. It is diploid. Take note of that. So, what are some examples of these liverworts? Examples of, they will ask you, pick the odd one out. PBB departments loves it very well, don't they? Pick the odd one out in the following. The odd one. Please, examples of liverworts are, we have the Marchantia polymorpha. We have the Marchantia polymorpha. We have the Riccia discolor, and we have the Riciocarpus natans. All right. So the Marchantia, not this eye, please. The Marchantia polymorpha, Riccia discolor, and Riciocarpus natans are all what? Liverworts. They are what? Liverworts. All right. So please take note of that. So at this point, we'll call it a day. In my next video, we shall be treating the Antiseraphyta and the mosses. So at this point, we'll call it a day. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful day. Please endeavor to subscribe.